everyone. Hope you're having a good day. Today is day number 4 of week 4. Getting close to wrapping up the month here. Our kickoff scripture for today is in 1 Timothy chapter 4. Verse 12, scripture says, "In speech, conduct, love, faith, and purity, show yourself an example of those who believe." Again, that is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12. Our subtopic for today is showing the way. Showing the way. We're going to, once again, pick up where we left off yesterday in Nehemiah chapter 5. We're going to read verses 14, 15, and 16 today. Scripture says, "Moreover, from the time that I was appointed to be their governor in the land of Judea, from the 20th year to the 32nd year of Artaxerxes the king, 12 years, neither I nor my brothers ate the food allowance of the governor. The former governors who were before me laid heavy burdens on the people and took for them for their daily ration 40 shekels of silver. Even their servants lorded it over them, over the people. But I did not do so because of the fear of God. I also persevered in the work on this wall, and we acquired no land, and all my servants were gathered there for the work." We stop there at verse 16 today. Showing the way, the subtopic, and Tony writes, saying, "There never seem to be enough good leaders to go around. Leaders can't take a community any higher, morally or ethnically, than they've been themselves, just as a pastor can't take a church higher spiritually than he's gone himself." Very good point. That's why studying the life and accomplishments of Nehemiah is like a breath of fresh air. Today and tomorrow we'll be wrapping up our study in how to transform culture, and we're stopping at just the right spot with the portrait of a godly leader. Fix this picture in your mind, because we need to find a lot more Nehemiahs today. After Nehemiah made the nobles and rulers shape up the way they treated their fellow Jews who were in need, someone could have asked, "Hey, what about you, Nehemiah? Do you practice what you preach?" According to these concluding verses in chapter 5, the answer was yes. Nehemiah set a great example for his people. He looked over his 12-year-old governorship and concluded that he had honored his God. Notice what he did and did not do. According to these concluding verses in chapter 5, the answer was yes. Nehemiah set a great example for his people. He looked over his 12-year governorship and concluded that he had honored his God. Notice what he did and did not do. First, unlike his predecessors, Nehemiah did not allow power or wealth to corrupt him because he feared the Lord. That tells me you can be a Christian politician. You can serve in the government and still fear the Lord. You can be in business, law, medicine, and fear the Lord. You can be anything and honor God. Nehemiah knew that power and wealth can corrupt. So rather than lounging in governors' mansions and enjoying all the perks of office, he set himself to work on the wall of Jerusalem. He stayed on task. He did not tell other folk to do what he was not willing to do. He led by example. We need leaders today to set the example. I don't mean being perfect, but making the effort to do what is right and being open to correction when failing. People in my church will tell you the senior pastor isn't perfect. I fail and make mistakes. The issue isn't whether I sin, but whether I am setting an example I ought to set in being accountable for my actions. And that is a big statement, because that's what I see a lot of lack thereof. It's accountability for actions. That seems to be a very missing piece within our Christian culture these days. In the Think About It section, Tony writes, you're a leader whether you know it or not. Someone is watching you. What kind of example are you setting? Remember, we are the salt of the earth, the city on a hill. People are watching us. We have eyes on us. And the brighter your light gets, the more attention you draw. So we've got to be accountable for ourselves and our actions. The Bible is full of such teaching about accountability. So I encourage you, as we close today up, to sit down and ask God to search your heart out. Ask Him to probe you. And what is it that you're not being as best accountable for as you could be? You'll have a good day. God bless you.